It's late spring 1963, and Chuck Berry's Carol is at the top of the pop charts.
Oh, Carol, don't let him steal your heart
A loaf of
away.
bread cost 22 cents, and a gallon of gasoline about 29 cents. The Dow Jones closed the year at 762. Mr. Ed and Andy Griffith were popular television shows. The Beatles were at the bottom of the bill in the last show of their tour supporting Helen Shapiro. In early October, the Los Angeles Dodgers would beat the New York Yankees in 4 games to win the World Series. And Martin Luther King Jr. would deliver his I Have a Dream speech. The Kennedys are in the White House. Tragedy awaits only a few months later. In Schenectady, the business community includes Central Markets, the Carl Company, and Alco. Little Robbie Allen Carew was 5 years old, a part-time cowboy and aspiring astronaut. And a group of leaders came together to form the Schenectady Foundation. William H. Milton III, a trust officer in the Schenectady Trust Company, enlisted the support of business and philanthropic leaders to start the foundation. And 3 banks, Schenectady Trust Company, Mohawk National Bank, and National Commercial Bank and Trust, signed on as trustees. In July 1963, the Schenectady Foundation had made its very first grant, $250 to the Schenectady YMCA. That's the equivalent of about $2,500 today. The Schenectady Foundation was off and running.
If we received over our whole history about $25 million in donations, and we've given out over $30 million in donations, and we have now $50 million in donations because it's been operated through the initial insight of Bill Milton.
He was with Trustco Bank, but how he became interested in it was that in graduate school, he was taking a business master's in banking, and he came across information about establishing a foundation and became extremely interested in it, knowing how it could be so supportive to communities.
From the days when Chuck Carl and the others who started on the board and were asked to pony up $250,
that he financed himself for the foundation. That was the beginning.
now we're able to give out $2 million a year to various worthwhile charities in the Schenectady County area. It really makes a huge difference and has made a huge difference in our community.
My first concern was making the right choices for the donors that we've been so blessed to have. And it was a great responsibility to make those right decisions. And I was always hoping and praying that we were doing it.
I was able to meet with Bill Milton, and we discussed the foundation, where it came from and where it was going, and I can only say that he was quite pleased. He saw us as working more strategically, working with more vision than the founders could ever have had, and he was only encouraging of us continuing to go in that direction.
I could talk to them, I would say this. I love Schenectady, but I believe with all my heart the biggest differential Schenectady has that's making it effective today is the Schenectady Foundation.
They would be delighted, and I'm sure they're looking over us knowing that we're doing a good job.
When I asked him what he thought the foundation would amount to someday, financially, he said maybe $5 million. 60 years later, we have roughly $50 million under investment, and that's just turning out more and more money each year back to the community.
Actually, I'm very impressed with what they're doing now. What they have supported in our community is amazing, and I hope that still continues for many years to come.
We really do need to be thankful for what a handful of people did back in 1963. Because had they not taken the time, had they not put their energy and thoughtfulness into creating this foundation, this would not exist today. And if there's anyone who believes that what they can do doesn't make a difference, I beg to differ with that. It's what we do now that will pay off, not just in the moment. It can possibly pay off down the line, decades later. So do get involved, contribute to something that you believe in, and it will make a world of difference.